was a good insult.
Things be.
Hello friends, welcome back to Fastcuts. Today we are going to watch the movie Extinction, which is a 2018 American science fiction action film directed by Ben Young and written by Spencer Cohen and Brad Kane. The major actors include Michael Pena, Lizzie Kaplan, Mike Coulter, Amelia Crouch and many others. Science has been expecting an alien invasion on Earth and has been researching it for a very long time. It is up to one's conscience to whether believe it or not. The movie Extinction is about such an invasion on Earth. The main plot of the story is set up in a well-advanced city. The movie begins by showing up the top view of a huge building. Peter, the antagonist of the movie, is walking out of it. He is having several thoughts on his mind while walking. These are presented as a monologue to the audience. He thinks about how the world has been evolving continuously and the way people live with a set of principles. He also questions whether everyone knows who their wives are and their purpose for their job. He also thinks that everything will change one day. After the monologue segment, Peter notices a spaceship's arrival. He could also see gunshots from it. The building was also attacked and Peter fell. Peter suddenly wakes up. It was just a nightmare. He was in his bedroom along with his wife Alice. Alice asked whether he had another episode of a nightmare. She suggested visiting a doctor. Alice also says that she and her children have been worried about his situation, and because of his frequent nightmares, she isn't getting proper sleep. Peter assures to make everything right. Once again, in the next scene, we could see the top view of a building. The title of the movie is revealed at that point. Peter is getting dressed up. He takes a multi-utility knife along with him. Before leaving, he is having a chit-chat with her daughter Lucy. She asks him to join her, but he replied that he had to leave for work. He also says that he will be back from the office early and could go out and spend a good time. Lucy asked about her sister. Hearing this, Peter asked Alice about their elder daughter Hannah. She replied that she might have left somewhere else with her friends. As Peter was about to leave the house, Alice mentioned hosting a party for her job. He said that they could consider it the next day. Peter saw her daughter Hannah on the lift. She asked which floor he need to go to. When Peter started asking her some questions, she said that it is not right to speak while on the lift. It seems that she is in some disagreement with him. In the next moment, we could see one of his friend Ray gets onto the lift. Ray has a wife named Samantha who earlier asked Alice about the party. Both families were on good terms. After getting off the lift, Hannah asked Ray that if she could see his daughter Maggie later in the day. Ray responded positively and even initiated setting up a dance party with his new sound system. Peter interrupted it and said sorry that they were planning an outing in the night. He asks Hannah to plan for the night. Peter wants to spend some time with his family. He also suggests she think with others in the family. As he walks down the street, he looks up at the huge infrastructure. He started to get engaged in his work. In the middle of the work, he felt like his hand was shivering. He felt like his hand were covered with blood and also thought he was beating up someone. It disrupted his work. Smoke and fumes were coming out. He was trying to fix it up. The supervisor entered there. His name was David. With a tone of disappointment, he asked Peter that did he messed it up again. He also asked Peter about his last night's sleep. He also knew about Peter's nightmare issues. The supervisor told Peter about a clinic for people with such sleep issues and anxieties. Peter told that it was just a small error and he will fix it soon. At the same time, Alice was in a meeting. She was analyzing the drainage system and tunnels of the city. We could also see an advanced projection system there. While Alice and Samantha walked out after the meeting, the head came in there and appreciated Alice's work. He asked Alice whether she could do some overtime at night, but she said she couldn't, and the manager agreed. In the next scene, we could see Peter looking into a paper that said Whole Life Wellness Center and its number. He assumed that it might be given by the supervisor. He kept it in his pocket and arranged his workplace. Peter suddenly notices the flickering of a bulb. He saw some other bulb being changed. In one of the screens there, a discussion was going on. One of the women on the panel said that aliens could be an asset to the Earth. She also demands to give them equal rights. But the other man argued that it could be dangerous and they could overtake us and make us submissive. He also added that it could lead to human extinction, and thus we should fight against it. With these statements being a monologue, scenes of alien invasion and Peter getting attacked are shown. Peter ran as fast as he could to avoid bullets. He reached Alice. They hide somewhere. They saw a shadow of an alien. All of these were Peter's dreams. He fell asleep while staring at the flickering bulb. Peter wakes up suddenly. He was late. He ran home. While on his way, he saw 3 lights in the sky. He asked others whether they could see it, but no one minds him, but he just kept on looking at it. He bought a telescope from a shop. Kids at the home were angry as Peter earlier planned about going out. Alice confronted them and took them to sleep. Alice got mad at Peter. Peter said about the nightmare he experienced at the office. Alice was emotional and threw words at him. She demanded he go to a doctor. She also said that the family is worried about him. Lucy came out of the room after hearing the sounds, but Alice took her back to bed. In the next scene, we could hear mysterious background music along with some montages. We could see Jesus's hand getting ruptured, and some immediate changes in the sky, along with the alien invasion. We could also see Lucy sitting nearby two dead bodies and crying. When she looked back, Hannah was having a gun with her. These were also the nightmare of Peter. As he woke up and walked out, he could hear the voices of Alice and the children. He went to the children to talk about his last night's experience, but Hannah left in anger. Lucy told him that her doll isn't working. It was a speaking monkey doll. She could hear the sound of the doll. Lucy sarcastically said that it might be because the doll was also disappointed with Peter. To cheer up her, Peter says sorry about the incidents the night before. He then fixed up the doll. Lucy was happy. Peter said that he took an appointment with a doctor. Alice was relieved. After the job, Peter went straight to the doctor. In the hospital, he came across a guy who had similar experiences to him. That guy kept on saying that everyone around there knew about it, and thus they don't want others to know about it. Then the doctor called him up. Peter felt something fishy. He saw a painting and felt like it was moving. In the next scene, we could see Alice, Peter, and David moving around with a gun during the alien attack. David said that the aliens would come back. He went down the stairs after telling them that they could meet at the back of the factory. These were also Peter's imagination. Peter quickly went to his home. Alice became sad when she came to know that Peter didn't meet the doctor. Peter tried to confront her. He said that he feels like something bad is going to happen soon, and all of these are signs. Alice didn't give much attention to it and told him to cooperate when their friends come over to their house. Party started at night. Ray, Samantha, and their children were all there. Everyone was having a good time. Alice and Samantha were having a conversation about her tunnel project with others. Peter was so disturbed. Peter looked at Alice. Samantha told Alice to not worry about Peter and just enjoy her day. Peter often looked up through his telescope. The part was getting wrapped up. Ray went near Peter. Peter asked him whether he was asked by Alice to check on him. Ray replied that it was Samantha who told him so. Ray asked him about his current scenarios. He also told him that nothing is going to happen as he worries. Suddenly a huge light beam appears in the sky in front of them. They saw some matters like meteors. Alice and Samantha joined them. One of the things hits on a building and exploded. As a result, the windows of their flats got scattered. They slowly got up and checked what is going on. They were shocked upon seeing the arrival of spaceships. Peter asked them to get inside. Lucy was hiding under a table in fright. Ray's daughters Maggie and Hannah were missing. Peter asked Lucy about Maggie and Hannah. Samantha said that they might be in their house. They went to check in their flats. Meanwhile, the other buildings were getting destroyed. Peter was shocked and staring on a huge spaceship. The spaceship started firing. Fortunately, Ray came up there and rescued him. The spaceship went on looking for people to attack. Peter told that he might know where the children are. They opened up the lift which wasn't working. They saw a dead woman on the first lift. The next lift was seen to be a bit down. Ray went down along with Peter. They managed to open up the upside of the lift. The children were inside. Ray went inside and lifts the children. In the meantime, the aliens started attacking the doors of the lift. However, Ray also managed to get an upside. The spaceships were beaming lights upon where Alice and Lucy were sitting. The spaceships were searching for people. Ray and Peter along with the kids climbed up the stairs quickly. Suddenly a loud sound arises. Peter went to check it. He saw aliens. Peter quickly closes the doors and went up. Peter and Hannah hugged Alice. They made the kids sit underside a table. Peter told her that Ray would bring Samantha here. Peter took Alice aside and said that something huge have arrived in the building. She asked him that as there were any nightmares he had been experiencing in the past. She also asks him what happens next. He agreed with it, but said that the dreams weren't so clear, because David was also in his dreams. He also insisted that they should reach the factory as soon as possible. They could hear gunshots from the outside. They blocked the doors using sofas and cupboards. Alice told the kids to stay in the almirahs. Lucy told Alice to not leave them, but she made her calm and told her that she had to help Peter. In the meantime, aliens had started their attacks on the door. Peter and Alice restrained it. Alice was so scared and hugged her doll so close. The aliens started firing. Both Alice and Peter stayed low and were silent. Suddenly, a sword was seen breaking their walls. Alice and Peter went to the room and asked, "Where is Lucy?" Hannah told them that she went out to take her doll. The aliens broke the wall and got inside. Lucy was so frightened. Suddenly her doll made noises. The aliens looked at her so closely. Lucy courageously told it that she is not afraid of it and that it can't do any harm to her. Peter came in and fought it. Peter tried to fire the gun. The alien was so close to Peter for stabbing, but Alice quickly got there and hits its head. Before the other aliens came there, they went out of the flat. When Alice opened the staircase, aliens were also present there. After it went, they walked through the steps and reached the top. Peter checked whether the area is safe. He went on with a gun. Suddenly someone attacked Peter, but it was Ray. Peter was relieved and called Alice and the children upside. They all hugged each other. They didn't know what was happening around them. Peter could see aliens attacking other buildings. They felt helpless. They were lying down when a spaceship was reaching nearby. The spaceship went away after seeing no traces of life. They ran towards the temporary elevator. Alice and Samantha weren't ready to get into it. Ray told them that it was better to get in the elevator rather than die out there. After they all got inside, they pressed the switch to go down, but the elevator cable broke down and the elevator got stuck. Ray told them that they should get out soon. They stepped to the floor they were in. The elevator went down. Meanwhile, the alien that Alice smashed down got back on its feet. Then it scanned for its gun. The gun was with Peter, thus the alien tracked them by that. Peter tried to make the gun work. Alice asked Peter whether they were killed in the nightmare, but Peter didn't respond. Ray asked about the gun. Peter told that it's similar to a human gun, but the trigger has some kind of biometric scanner, so only its owner can use it. Peter kept on trying. Ray and Samantha told them that they all should escape to somewhere safer where they can hide. Peter suggested his factory run by the government. He also said that it's underground and would be safe for them. They started to think about getting there. Alice told that they could the tunnel which Alice earlier discussed. Suddenly a bomb blast occurs. Ray fell from the building. Her daughter screamed and ran, and Samantha followed her. She slipped and Samantha held her hand, but unfortunately, the spaceship fired at them. They were no more. Peter took Alice and the kids outside. On their way, they could see dead bodies of people. After some time, they encountered the aliens. The aliens started attacking them. Peter was trying his best to make the gun work. He used some wires to initiate a spark and made it work. He just fired the alien and fought them down. The kids were so scared. Peter first checked whether it's safe or not. Then he opened the door and took them to the tunnel. At first, Hannah got down, and then Lucy ran toward them. By the time the spaceship arrived there, Lucy was so frightened and stunned. Alice immediately picked her up to the tunnel. The spaceship started to fire and thrashed the main entrance of the tunnel. The whole place was covered in dust. Peter asked whether everyone was alright. They noticed that Alice was hurt. The children asked Peter to do something. Meanwhile, the alien that was injured came to the entrance. The alien's device showed that his gun was somewhere nearby. Peter covered the wound with cloth and continued their journey through the tunnel. He also confronted the children that everything will be alright soon. They got confused about the path at one point, but Alice cleared it. Alice asked Peter whether he saw these things in the dream. He couldn't remember any such incidents. Alice also asked Peter to take care of the children if anything happens to her, but Peter told her that she will survive this atrocity and will be with him in this. As Alice got tired in the middle of the journey, they sat there to get some rest. Peter asked the children to warm up their hands. During this, the alien was reaching them. Peter and the alien fought each other. The pipeline in the tunnel broke and the whole area was filled with gas. Peter tried to fire the gun, but the alien jumped off at him. However, Peter managed to pick a stone that was nearby and takes down the alien. Peter furiously questioned the alien. The alien just took off its mask. It was a man inside the suit. Peter was shocked. He asked what is all of this, but he didn't respond. Meanwhile, Alice fainted. The children and Peter tried to wake her up. Peter demanded the alien pick her up and walk. Peter with his gun and the children walked behind it. As they reached the entrance of the factory, he couldn't unlock the door. He hit the door and called for help. Someone opened the door for them. Some people with guns came by and tried to catch the alien. Peter asked for help for Alice. Davies was inside. He came there and helped them. He took Alice inside for treatment. The spaceships were reaching there. They closed the door and stayed inside. They gave shocks to Alice using some kind of electronic device. Peter and the children were worried seeing it. Davies assured them to not worry. The device showed the scanned image of Alice's body. Everyone there was asked to go to the railway station under the factory. Davies asked Peter to take care of her. He also said that they would be safe once they are inside the train, and then they could think of a plan to attack the alien back. But Peter was confused and told him that he ain't a soldier to fight back. David told him that he would be surprised when he comes to know about his true power and abilities. Meanwhile, the roof started to collapse as the aliens continued to attack. The doctors said that they could not cure Alice, as her injury has gotten worse. The family was so depressed. Suddenly the alien said that he could help her. Peter in anger went to the alien with the gun and asked what he is going to do when the doctors are helpless. The alien told that he have researched a lot about humans. David insisted that the alien was lying. Peter was confused. Peter made the children leave with David. David told Peter to come back soon as the train won't wait. Meanwhile, the cracks were getting bigger in the roofs. Peter and the alien took Alice to some other place. The alien asked Peter to set him up light and also to get a knife. As the alien started to pierce the knife through the injury, Peter asked him to take it slow. The alien removed her skin. Peter was surprised to see what was inside her. It wasn't like a normal human body. He asked, "What is this all about?" The alien told them that an alternative power source is required to cure her. In the meantime, others walked through the tunnel towards the train. Hannah and Lucy were crying. Some of them were carrying guns expecting the aliens. On the other side, Peter asked the masked alien what he should do. The alien said Peter to cut and open his chest. Peter's inside was also different from normal people. The alien plugged some cables into Peter's chest. The alien warned him that both of them would die if the operation isn't a success. Peter looked at Alice and said to proceed. Peter recollected some incidents in his unconscious mind. All of them were created by humans for their gains. The efforts to heal Alice continued. In the next scene, a flashback is shown again. People were protesting to destroy all the robots they built. They were also claiming that robots wouldn't be equal to humans. Alice and Peter were watching all of this from their workplace. They could see soldiers killing the robots. Peter was trying to rescue Alice. They fought against the soldiers. Finally, artificial humans killed most people. Only a few managed to escape. Ray, Samantha, and Davies were all there. They knew that the humans would attack them again. Alice saw Lucy and Hannah. As Peter and Alice reached near them, Hannah pointed the gun at them. Hannah told that her parents were killed because they were humans. Alice confronted her and hugged her. They all went to the clinic that was shown in the initial scenes of the movie. Their memories were erased there. They were all programmed with the memories that they were family and were real humans. As the flashback ended, Peter woke up. Alice started to breathe. Peter told this to the alien. He replied that he should say that the device is working. Peter told that he got his memories back and asked him why he was helping them. The man began to tell his story. He told that his grandparents were among the people who were forced to leave. He also said that he was born on Mars and was living there. None of them have any experience on the Earth. They were preparing for a long time and were acquiring skills. They studied the techniques of how artificial humans defeated them. He also added that they came to conquer the Earth. Elder people told them that the robots would be so ruthless. The humans said that, but now he knew them. He is not going to attack any family or children. As the dialogue ends, Alice and Peter were in a flat they haven't seen before. They decide to live as a family. Alice opened her eyes and told Peter that all of the things he saw were their past, and she too saw it. She asked about the children. He said that they were waiting downstairs. People were boarding on the train. Lucy said that she isn't going to get on the train unless her parents arrive. Hannah was also beside her. Meanwhile, the roof started to collapse. The humans were attacking the artificial humans. Alice thanked the human. His name was Mills. Firings continued. Peter fired the attackers. Davies was waiting near the door. Alice told Peter to run towards the tunnel and that she would cover for him. He took Lucy's doll from the floor and ran. He also helped Alice. They somehow managed to reach the platform. The train had already started running. They shouted to stop. David and the children got off the train. The children hugged them. By the time the attackers reached there, they all got on the train. David fired. The weapons attached to the train fired at the enemies. The attackers failed to hold on. As the train went through, the door of the tunnel shuts down. They were all relieved. Peter went to David. Peter inquired about his fellow people's situation. David told them that to live without fear and guilt. Their memories were erased, but to survive such situations, some like him have memories. After today's situation, all of them would regain their memories. The underground they were reaching would be safe, and all of them could plan their next moves. He also reminded Peter to be ready for anything. Peter went to his family. He told Alice that he thought he lost her. She said sorry to Peter for not believing leaving him. As the train went across a river, the bridge went down. Peter thought about how his world was evolving. He now knows about his past enemies. He also thought about building a bright future. As the train went to the next tunnel, the whole bridge disappeared. The movie ends there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do comment your opinions about the movie in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until we meet again with another awesome video. Goodbye.